Alright guys, so this is my Year of the Dragon Bujin deck profile. I've been playing Bujins ever since it came out 9 years ago, so I think I'm pretty much a Bujin pro, so I wanted to show you guys the best way to play Bujins, so here we go. First things first, I run triple Bujin Torfune. What he does is you contribute this card, special summon 2 Bujin monsters of 2 different types from the deck in defense position, except himself. When you XYZ summon a Bujin XYZ monster while this card is in your graveyard, you can equip this card to it. Any monster destroyed by battle with that equipped monster is banished. You can only use each effect of Bujin Torfune once per turn, so pretty much how I use him is I normal him, use his effect, tribute, special summon out a beast warrior and a beast. So that's how you use him, and then you can go into Susanoo or whatever XYZ monster you want. But he is the Yamato replacer, and you have to play him in Bujins. If you're not, you're playing it wrong. So 3 of him. And then I run the triple Bujin Maitotsu. He has 3 effects basically, so you can send one other Bujin card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. So then if you don't wanna waste the normal summon of him, you can just ditch the other Bujin cards in your hand and special summon him out. But he also has 2 effects down here. You can send 1 Bujin monster from your hand to the graveyard, add 1 Bujin monster with a different name from your graveyard to your hand. So pretty much you can recycle, or you can banish 1 Bujin monster from your graveyard, send 1 Bujin monster with a different name from your deck to the graveyard. Yeah, or you can do that. So he's pretty useful. He can do all kinds of things. So yeah, you have to play him at 3. I was playing him at 2, but then I realized you have to play him at 3 just because he's that good. He's as good as Torfine, so that's a compliment right there. And then I am running the 1 Bujin Yamato because Yamato is not as good as back then. He's still good, but only at 1 now. You can even argue that you could play him at 2, but I run him at 1 just because he's too slow. But the reason why I'm running him is because he's still the searcher of the deck. So sometimes, you're not always gonna open up right, and you're not always gonna be able to special summon first turn. So if you open up with him, he can get you your searches and set up your graveyard for you. So that's the only reason why I'm running him at 1. A lot of people's builds, they don't run him anymore, but I still feel like you should at least run 1 just because to me it doesn't feel right if I'm not running at least 1 of him. But I still like him at 1. And then for some spicy text here, I am running triple the Winged Dragon of Ra Spear mode. The reason why is because a lot of decks these days, they like to swarm the field and they try to play over Nibiru. So Nibiru is like 5 summons, and they're gonna do like 3 or 4 most of the times. But yeah, I run these over the Kaijus because I feel like it's way better. You can get rid of 3 monsters and then special summon this to their side. You tribute all their monsters, special summon to their side, and then if they don't link it away or do whatever with it, then it comes back to your turn on your turn, and then it just sits here and protects you way better than Honest. There's a reason why I'm not playing Honest in my main as well. It's because of this card right here. Yeah, it just sits here. If it comes back, if it goes through, they can't target it or attack it at all, and you just stall with him until you draw the right cards or until you draw this card right here. The main boss himself, the Winged Dragon of Ra. This card says it cannot be special summoned, requires 3 tributes to normal summon, cannot be normal sets. This card's normal summon cannot be negated. When normal summoned, other cards and effects cannot be activated. When this card is normal summoned, you can pay life points so that you can only have 100 left. This card gains attack and defense equal to the amount of life points paid. You can pay 1,000 life points and then target one monster on the field, destroy that target. So, as you can see here, it is an Egyptian god card. It says right there, Divine Beast, and it looks awesome. But yeah, if it comes out, everything gets negated, and then you can. So like for me, one scenario was, I was going against Evil Eye opponents, and his monster was like 7,000 attack, so I had to pay off my life points, and I gained that attack, and I destroyed him. So yeah, he comes in clutch. That's why I'm running the 3 spheres and the 1 Dragon of Ra ratio. I like this ratio right here. You could argue that I could bump this up, but so far I only like him at 1, just because the sphere mode does enough already. Gets rid of their board for me until I get the chance to draw him. So yeah, I really like this ratio right here. If you guys haven't thought about putting the Ra in Bujins, you guys should. It helps this deck out tremendously. And then I am running the 1 Nibiru. I feel like you should run Nibiru. You should main at least 1. Just because Bujins, the thing with Bujins is that they're like a very slow deck. You make 1 play at a time. You make like 1 or 2 plays per turn. That's pretty much the limit. Because this deck was built around, protect the king, protect Yamato, Susanoo, So yeah, you still have to play Nibiru. Just because Apollosa is banned now. You still need that protection, because if you don't have Nibiru, you could get OTK. But yeah, just 1, because I like Nibiru at 1. And then onto these guys right here. 1 Photon Thrasher, 1 Bujin Hirume, and Bujin Arasuda. Pretty much these are what's that word? I forgot what it's called. Let me think. Extenders. Yeah, these are my extenders. Yeah, 1 Thrasher. Only 1 Hirume. You could bump her up to 2. I like her at 2 as well, but I brought her down to 1 because I wanted to play Arasuda and Thrasher. So yeah, there's that. The reason for Arasuda is just because you can combo off of him with Bujinji here. If Bujinji here is in the graveyard and you have a Bujin monster on board, you can just banish her, and then he comes out for free. But I mainly run him, for that, but also for Bujin Torfune. If Torfune goes through, then most of the times I'm gonna go for Arasuda, just because I didn't draw him, and save Yamato for my normal summon, because Yamato is still good. I don't want to waste my Yamato special summon with him, so I'd rather go into him and then like a hare or like a turtle or whatever I want. So yeah, that's the reason for Arasuda, and because I like the artwork. He really does look like a god. Yeah, the deck is based on gods, Japanese gods. So if you guys didn't know, that's the lore. Check it out on Master Duels. They're called the Heavenly Deities. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then onto my graveyard cards. 2 here's 1 turtle. Again, you can play turtle at 2 as well. But I had to make some cuts because I didn't want to run more than 50 cards. I'm running 40 cards, 46 to be exact. But yeah, 2 here's, because here has always been the best card, and then turtle is just as good as here. Turtle, you can chain him as many times as you want. If you have 3 of them in the graveyard, you can chain 3 in 1 turn if you have to. But yeah, this is my ratio for now. I like this ratio right here. I've always felt like here was the better one. but they're pretty much equal. And then the one Quillen, excuse me, I'm drinking soda, so I'm burping. But yeah, one Quillen, and I also have to be quiet. It's like 1:30 in the morning, so hope you guys understand. But yeah, one Quillen because he can pop stuff. He is a little bit slow. I used to play him at 2. He was great at 2, but if you're trying to be competitive, because this is a competitive build, then you want to cut him down to 1. And then I replaced the other Quillen with 2 ghost ogres. Yeah, ghost. I replaced the Quillen with the 2 ghost ogres. So because ghost ogres even faster, Quillen has to be in the graveyard to resolve his effect. But he's still good at 1. You guys have to run him. You can pop floodgates, monsters, anything that's face up. And then onto my hand traps, double crane and 1 pavo. You guys might not have seen pavo before, but I'll explain in a bit. The reason why I run 2 cranes is because I find myself needing to search 2 for the most part, because I did cut her down to 1, but there's been times where I needed to search a second one just to protect myself, or just so that I can normal summon it, you know. But 2 cranes has always been good. You no longer need 3. Again, in my main, I don't play honest as well. I feel like crane does the job, and it's enough threat already. So yeah, 2 cranes. Pavo, because it says right here, when a beast warrior type Bujin monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon 1 Bujin monster from your deck. You can only use this effect of Bujinji Pavo once per turn. So the reason why I'm running her is because, let's say if your Susanoo gets destroyed, right? You can just drop this from the hand to the graveyard, and then you can special summon out Torfine, and then if they don't get rid of him, your turn, you can just boom, special summon and go into your XYZ plays right away. Very good card. You know, you can also, you know, get out Yamato with him. Very great card. You know, as long as a Beast Warrior type Bujin monster is destroyed, you know, you can just send this. Boom, they come out. You know, I think he's better than Migazuchi and Hiroko. I did cut them both out because Hiroko, you know, it's just too slow. 1,000 attack, 2,000 defense. The only pendulum. If they do come out with more pendulum, then I might consider playing him. But for now, I just completely cut him and Mikazuchi off, the 2 blue boys. If you guys play Bujins, you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I cut them both out. And then, like I said, the best hand traps for Bujins are these 3 right here. 2 Ghost Ogres and 1 Drone Lock. Drone Lock is better than Ash because with Bujins are slow, like I said. You want to be able to make sure you can stop them for a whole round. And I was playing Drone Lockbird at 2, but then I was like, you know what? It's kind of slow. I'd rather play the Ghost Ogres because Ghost Ogres, they allow you to at least destroy monsters, you know, and like spells and traps. So it's really useful. So that's why I played these 3 over Ash Blossoms. I was playing Ash Blossoms, but I was like, you know what? I'm only doing like 1 stop per Ash Blossom. So I'm just like, you know what? I think these cards are way better. Again, you know, find the ratios that you guys like. I love this ratio right here. It works well for me. And then I am running now onto my spells. I am running the 3 Fire Formation Tankies. Best card in the deck. Searches any of your level 4 Beast Warrior monsters. And as you can see, these are Speed Duel blue rare Tankies right here. You might or might not be able to see the blue rare, but it's blue rare, blue secret rare. And then the 1 Ties of the Brethren and 1 Photon Sanctuary. The reason for Ties is because I believe it's still good. It's just not good at 2. It's slow. You can't special summon. But it does help you set up your board. Again, you know, with Bujins, you're doing 1 play at a turn. And if you have hairs and a couple hand traps to protect your Bujins, it becomes a great card. Yeah, what it does is you just pay 2,000 and you target one level 4 or lower monster you control, and you special summon out 2 more with the same type and attribute and level, but with different names, and then you just can't conduct your battle phase or special summon this turn, special summon anymore this turn. And then for Photon Sanctuary, this card, you can special summon 2 Photon tokens, Thunder Lights, level 4s, attack 2,000, defense 0. In defense position, these tokens cannot be attacked or used as synchro materials. You cannot special summon either monster, any more other monsters your turn. The turn you activate this card, except light monsters. So pretty much why I'm running this is it's an easy way to make Bujinji Hashima, the Bujin Link monster. Yeah, with this card you may or may not know is you can't use the tokens as synchro material or XYZ material. So if you're thinking about going into XYZs, you can only go into links and only light monsters. So pretty much the only one that I'm able to make in my extra deck is Ahashima. So use it wisely. You can use it once you have your board set up with all the Susanuos and whatever XYZ monsters you have, and then you can just play this and go into Ahashima, and then you can combo off of Ahashima, pop stuff, all that. So yeah, that's the reason why I run this, and it's because it's a trend right now. Everyone's been running these in Bujins. It works pretty well, there's that. And then onto my draw power, 2 Upstart Goblins. You really need that draw 1, that random draw 1. It could be Yamato, or it could be a Torfine sometimes. Upstart Goblin has always been great, so you gotta run it. You can run it at 3, but I chose 2 just because I'm running other cards such as 1 Pot of Duality and 1 Pot of Desires. It's been 9 years now. Pot of Duality went from 3 to 1 for me. It's still good, but it's just not. You can't. I feel like you can't really take it off yet. Because I do play the wing, the sphere modes in here. It allows me to search for those so that I can get rid of monsters, and then the 1 Pot of Desires, that draw 2 really helps the deck. So it kind of balances it out. And then for my quick plays, Call by the Grave and 1 Forbidden Droplet. I decided to run Droplet because sometimes, you might have brick hands or just hands that, you can't do nothing. For example, if you draw too many spear modes and too many like hares or turtles and not enough beast warrior monsters, you can't really do anything. So Forbidden Droplet can allow you to drop those bad hands into the graveyard, and you can stop the whole board and stop them. So really good card. And then Call by the Grave, you want to make sure your Bujin monster effects go through, because all you do is protect the king. And then I run the 1 Gyoko and Heartbeat's Feather Duster. Heartbeat's Feather Duster over Lightning Storm, because you have to remember that with Lightning Storm, you are still playing the Fire Formation cards. So like most of the time your opponent's never going to destroy them, because it's once you use them, they're done. They're not once per turn, so they just stay on board and you get that attack boost. But yeah, Lightning Storm would be a mistake in this deck just because you're running the tankies. I wouldn't recommend it because you won't be able to use it. So that's why I run the 1 Heartbeast and then 1 Gyoko, because Gyoko comes in super clutch. There's been times where, I just play this and then I target one of their set spell or trap, and then they can't activate it in response to this card. So, and then you just normal or special, and then you go off and do whatever you gotta do, So Gyoko is also a card for Beast Warriors. It's a great Fire Formation card. You guys should use it for Bujins. It comes in super clutch. Just 1 is enough. Again, you can search it with Pot of Duality in here. So yeah, these you're gonna have to play these. And then one Dark Ruler No More, Monster Reborn for obvious reasons, and Fool's Barrier for graveyard control. I wanted to run two of these because it doesn't require you to drop like your whole hand like Forbidden Droplet. But yeah, what this card does is you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end phase. And for the rest of this turn, your opponent takes no damage. Neither player can activate monster effects in response to this card's activation. So this card is really good. If they have like, for example, if you're going against Kashtiras, you can play this. They can't do nothing. All their XYZ monsters get shut down, and then you can go into Susanoo and then attack all of them at once. Yeah, it's a great card, but I wanted to play one of each, so that's why I did play the one Droplet and one Dark Ruler No More. Again, really great card for Bujins because lots of cards spam the field, so you want to be able to negate monster effects because the only flaws about Bujins is that they can't really do much if the opponent like swarms the field and locks them down. So you want to be able to make sure you can break boards. And then onto my traps now. One Bujin Regalia the Sword. It has two effects. You can target one Bujin monster in your graveyard, add that to your hand, or you can target one of your banished Bujin monsters and send it back to the graveyard. So he's a recycler. He can reuse your hares or turtles, very great card. Or you can recycle your Torfunes back into your hand. You should be running at least one. It's a great trap for Bujins. And then I am running the double bottomless trap hole. Two of these because I find it better than Nibiru. That's why Nibiru is at one only because I have better cards in here. Bottomless trap hole also because I am playing Trap Chicks with Falsia and it allows me to capture their opponent's monsters. So yeah, it's a great XYZ card, and I play two just because I may be just so that I can draw one and then drop one with Trap Chicks with Falsia because Trap Chicks with Falsia is my newest XYZ monster, my newest strategy, and she works out pretty well with the Bujins. She's generic, level 4, easy to make. So yeah, that's why I run the bottomless trap holes. Bottomless trap hole making a return in 2024, and then one Call of the Haunted. Just because Bujins are slightly faster now, so Call of the Haunted can help you extend your plays. And then last but not least, for my last card, my last trap, there can be only one. The reason why I'm maining this is because summoning limit got hit. I was playing that in my Bujins, but summon limit got hit, and then yeah, Mystic Mind, all those cards they got hit. So the only good one left is this card right here. I run this because just in case if my Sphere modes or my Winged Dragon of Ra plays don't go through, I can at least stall with this. Each player can only control one monster of each type. If a player controls two or more monsters of the same type, they must send some to the graveyard, so they control no more than one monster of that type. So with Bujins, you pretty much want to control the board, protect your monsters, want to make them, struggle. Yeah, great card to play, great card to main. That's pretty much it for my main deck. So now we'll go on to the extra deck right here. First things first, one SP Little Knights. This card is pretty good. If you use him by using your Susanoo's or Hashima, and then you can use his effect to go through. You can banish. You can target one card on the field or in either graveyard, banish it. Also, your opponents cannot attack directly this turn. When your opponent activates a card or quick effect, you can target two face-up monsters on the field including one monster you control, banish them until the end phase. So yeah, he can pretty much save your ass, but he requires too much work to get. See, you have to use, a link monster or XYZ, Fusion, or Synchro. You're going to have to use two of them to link to get him. You can't just use your normal monsters. You could, but you won't be able to pull the effects off. So I feel like one is good enough. And then Bujin Hashima, the reason for Photon Sanctuary, that's why I run it. It's a light link monster, requires two, very easy to make. If this card is link summoned, you can special summon two monsters with the same level, one from your hand and one from your graveyard, but negate their effects, and immediately after this effect resolves, XYZ summon one XYZ monster using those two monsters only. So this card is pretty good. It's not only for Bujins. I've seen plenty of other decks running it as well. And then its second effect says, if an XYZ monster this card points to activates an effect by detaching materials, aka Susanoo, except during the damage step, you can target one spell or trap your opponent controls and destroy it. So we mainly use her to combo off of Susanoo. If Susanoo detaches, it gets to pop. So that's why we run her. And then I am running the one Nightmare Unicorn just because I like Unicorn. It's a link 3 to make, but then you can target one card on the field, return it to the deck. It doesn't destroy. Also, if this card was co-linked when the effect was activated, you can draw one card. This card is really good. I mainly use it. It's basically the new Castel. Remember that old XYZ? It's basically a newer version. Costs more to make, but it's still a good card. And then that's pretty much for my links. I am running the double Bujin Susanoo because that's pretty much all you need. 1 is too little, 2 is perfect, 3 overkill. You don't need to make 3 of these. And 1 Kagasuchi. I like him still because he can set up my graveyard if I have a bad hand. You get him out, he mills like 5. If he gets any of your hares or turtles in there or Quillin, then you're in a good spot, The only blue boy that I'm running in here, his final form. But 1 Bujinki Amaterasu, just to recover. Amaterasu is still very good. Requires 3 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach one XYZ material. On your turn, you can target one of your banished level 4 or lower monsters, special summon that target. Or on your opponent's turn, target one of your banished level 4 or lower monsters, add it to your hand. So you can pretty much recycle your monsters back and forth. So that's why I run Amaterasu. And then the 1 Extra Knight, because Extra Knight blows up the field and he can save your ass when he needs to. So that's why I still run him. One of my favorite rank 4 XYZs. I choose him over 101 and Castel. He's still the best. But yeah. And then 1 Trap Chicks Rafflesia. This card is, pretty much you get him out, you get her out. You see she has a big booty, so you set her like that, and then you have to wait for a chain for somebody to do something in order to use her effect. So for me, what happened was I had to wait for I made her, and then I ended my turn, and my opponent made Cyber Dragon Nova, and what he did was he got Cyber Dragon Nova out, and he was about to go into Infinity, but then I chained her effect, and then I dropped Bottomless Trap Hole to the graveyard, and then she becomes Bottomless Trap Hole's effect, because that's her effect. She becomes whatever hole card, trap card you drop to the graveyard. She becomes that, and then I pretty much banished him and captured him. So Trap Chick Rafflesia in Bujins is a must. Very good card to go into. And then I still run the 1 Harlan Draco, just because for the grind game, we're still running tankies in here, and There are times where, you can't do much. If you have a Tenki or like a Gyoko, you can just go into him, attack directly. Then again, I'm also running her because it's the year of the dragon build. So, I gotta have at least a couple dragons in here. Great card. And then one Starly's Paladynamo. I still like him in the light decks. He requires two level 4 light monsters. You can detach 2 and make your opponent's effects become 0. So he's a great card. And then last but not least, Utopia, only because I want to go into Utopia the Lightning. Again, you can only use the Lightning if like they change something, otherwise he's just a normal 2500 body. But then, most of the times, you want to make him if they have back row so that you can go for that 5000 damage boost. But yeah, these are the favorite Utopias for me to run in here. Always like them in my Bujins. And then one Cairn Gorgon, just to protect Yamato and stuff, or Susanoo. During either player's turn, when another card or effect is activated that targets exactly one card on the field, aka if they use Kashtira, it's pretty much there for Kashtira Fenwar and other cards like that, or like spells that targets exactly one card. That's the reason why I run him. He comes in clutch. You can just chain that back and banish Fenwar. Yeah, you guys should run this card. He's really good. And then last but not least, the one Abyss Dweller. I was citing him for a while, but I was like, you know what? I gotta run Abyss Dweller, man. He's one of the best. He shuts down decks that operates in the graveyard, and he will always be neck and neck with Externite to me. So yeah, that's why he's the 15th card. And then that's pretty much it for the extra deck. Onto the side, I am running the one Dalturos, Galaxy Photon Dragon, Dire Wolf, Diamond Dire Wolf, and 101 and Tiger King. These are the OGs. I don't need them anymore, but they're still good and part of the lore, so I keep them on the side. Galaxy Photon Dragon, I was maining him, but he's only good if, you want to search for Photon Thrasher or your Sanctuary. That's pretty much the only combos he can give you. He does give you a good, a 300 or 500 attack boost. I forgot. Can't really read it here because, as you can see, I do have proxies in here. But yeah, he does give you a nice attack boost. He requires 2 level 4 monsters only. Yeah, if a light monster you control is special summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can target one of those monsters, and its level becomes 4 or 8 until the end of this turn. So I guess he can manipulate levels as well. But he's only there because of the dragon theme, and I like him. He can search out Thrasher and Sanctuary. And Diamond Dire Wolf, he's the OG. I used to play him all the time. Comboed him off with Bujinji Hair, and Yamato, so he's really good. 101, I no longer need him. He's no longer the best card in here, but he is on the side. And then Tiger King is still there. It's situational. Yeah, he's situational. He does come in handy if you need to negate stuff. So yeah, and then Dalturos, he requires 3 level 4s to make him. A little bit harder, but he can also pop stuff, so that's why I like him. And then that's it for my XYZs. And then I am running the one Honest for good luck. Honest is still good, but it's just not as good as it used to be back then. So I still keep one for good luck. Maybe in the future I might upgrade her to a ghost rarity. So yeah, for now I keep a super rare for good luck. And because I still like Honest, it just didn't feel right not having her in the main. So that's why she's on the side. And then my third Ghost Ogre, because I feel like Ghost Ogre is the best card for to help out with the Bujins. So these two are the only monsters I have on the side, And then I run 2 Book of Eclipse because Bujins, you can pretty much attack all monsters with Susanoo. So even if you book a move them, you can pretty much attack all their defense monsters. So yeah, it's really good. I run 2 Black Gardens. With Black Garden, it's really good because it's pretty much my going first card. If I go first, I can side this in second game or whatever. But the reason why I run Black Garden is because it allows you to fill up the board, because when you play this, when you field spell, if your opponent's specials, you get tokens, and those tokens can help you, link away into stuff, or protect you from getting OTK, because that's the main purpose of Black Garden. Also, if you special summon a lot on your turn, you can give them tokens, and then when you make Susanoo, you can attack all the tokens. They're pretty much just 800 attacks for the tokens. So, that's another way of being aggressive and putting damage on board. So if you're not maining this, you should side these. Black Garden has always been great in Bujins. But yeah, the reason is another combo it has is if you can destroy this card, and if, like, let's say if your opponent, let's read here. Let's see. You can target one monster in your graveyard with attack equal to the total attack of all plant monsters on the field. Destroy this card and as many plant type monsters on the field as possible. And if that total attack of the destroyed monsters had on the field equals to that target's attack, special summon that target. So basically what it's saying is, let's say there's 3 plant tokens on field, 2 on your side and 1 on your opponent's. It has to be exactly 3, because 8 times 3 is 24, I believe. So when that happens, if you have Susanoo in your graveyard, you can destroy this from your field spell. Boom, special Susanoo out. And then, you can just destroy those 3 tokens to get him out. So that's a combo that, you may or may not know, but it's a great combo, and it synergizes with Bujins really well. So yeah, just remember to keep Black Garden. It can help you from getting OTK, and it can also help you put in damage. So that's the reason why I run Black Garden. It's a great card for Bujins. Mystic Mind got hit, Kaiser Colosseum, Summon Limit. All the good cards are getting hit. So the last good card for Bujins right now is there can be only one in Black Garden. So I highly recommend using this card, either in the main or on the side. Now onto my traps. 2 evenly matched. Again, you don't want to get OTK'd. Bujins are slow. They make 1 play at a time. So evenly matched evens that out. No pun intended. And then I run the 1 Fire Formation Kaio and Fire Formation Tengen. Again, this is a Beast Warrior deck, so we might as well use the Fire Formation cards that we can. Kaio, because Kaio, what it does is during the turn this card is activated. If a Beast Warrior type monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. This applies even if this card leaves the field. All Beast Warrior type monsters you control gains 300 attacks. So let's say I run this because I have the Book of Eclipse. So let's say I Book of Eclipse them, and then I activate this. It allows me to put in battle damage as if they were in attack mode. So it really helps, if you're going up against those decks that like to play defense a lot. For example, like super heavy samurais or something like that. That's just an example. Kyle really comes in clutch with those kind of decks. Just decks that likes to set and not do much. I feel like Kyle really helps balances that out. And then Tenken, Activate only during main phase 1. When this card is activated, target one Beast Warrior type monster you control. During this phase, its effects are negated. Also, it is unaffected by the effects of other cards other than this card. This applies even if this card leaves the field. All Beast Warrior type monsters you control gain 300 attack. So, again, this is a very good go first card right here. Yeah, you can only activate it during main phase 1, but main phase 1 is when you do your summons, so you can pretty much protect your Susanoo sometimes, if your hair or turtles don't come through. Tenkin comes in clutch, as well as Kaio for those defensive decks out there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my Bujin Year of the Dragon build. It's really strong. It's really competitive. The other deck profile you guys saw on my channel, the teaser one, that's just a 60 card build. The casual one that I built, just for fun, to be casual, competitive, but still, more on the casual side. This build right here, it's pretty much, if you're trying to go for tournaments, stuff like that. Yeah, it's really good. You guys should try it out. Bujin Raz. That's pretty much what my deck is. It's Bujin Ra. Try it out. Let me know. It's a great deck. Very strong. Very powerful. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I'll be releasing more deck profiles soon. Peace out.